Madden holiday is here and we will play all night. Calling sick and sound sincere, in tackles will delight. The fridge is packed with drink and meat, the taste of victory sure is sweet.
So we had another adventure in getting this game. Not quite the same as it was with College Football 26, but it was still kind of aggravating at points. As I'm sure some of you are aware, the date of the early access for this was moved up. Originally, I want to say it was August 18th. I can't quite remember, but it got moved up to August 7th. And that's not necessarily for the better, which I'll get into a little bit later. But as you're aware too, I pre-ordered the MVP bundle with College Football 26 and Madden 26, and the same thing. I think it was the deluxe editions of each. And I didn't know exactly how that affected the early access, or if I would necessarily be able to download the game right away. Everything I looked up seemed to indicate I could. The only problem is, again, they didn't exactly list at what time of the day was the game going to be available. As you recall, again, with College Football 26, and yeah, I'm going to be hearkening back to this a lot, I had to basically wait until 11 a.m. I thought it was going to be a midnight release or something like that, or 1 a.m. My time, so that was midnight on the West Coast or something to that effect. But no, they didn't do that at all. They just made it 11 a.m. So again, I would appreciate if EA had, say, announced this. I had to look it up in a Sports Illustrated article. That's why it was so aggravating. So yeah, like there I am. I had actually finished my work shift. I said, okay, I'll come home and check to see if it's available. I keep looking for instructions. There's nothing available. And again, like I said, I had to look up the Sports Illustrated article. And even then, when it came at 11 o'clock or 11 a.m., that was the time I needed to go out and run some errands. So yeah, even then I couldn't get to the game right away. Couple all of this with the fact that I was putting the finishing touches on the recent Random Trait Review episode on Copro Round 1, and I haven't exactly had the time to play this game as much as I would have liked. And then, on top of all of that, the first time I tried to upload a doubleheader to the Snorpo channel, it got copyright claimed because of a 14-second clip of a Jay-Z song. A Jay-Z song, that is. Again, no other music got copyright claimed. Just that one 14-second clip. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta put this on EA here. Like, really, you can't just reach some sort of agreement. If you can't let people upload the thing to YouTube without getting a copyright claim by the music holder, why even license the music at that point? License something else. License something where the artist will agree to something like that. It's just stupid. Because that resulted in me having to upload 2 more videos that were completely muted until I could get back to playing the game again and change the audio settings so now there's no in-game music, for lack of a better term. Also, I switched to a new hard drive for these longer clips. It's a little USB thumb drive, but even that's had its problem of itself because the hub that I would normally plug it into, it's too big for that. And I don't mean like the capacity is too big. I mean the size is too big. The other 2 things that are plugged in are squeezing it out, even though it's a 4-output hub. So, yeah, inconveniences all around trying to play this. Anyway, we're going to take a little break here, and then I'll get more into my overall thoughts on the game itself.
So what do you think?
I'm thinking about the payments.
It's one of your fondest dreams, yet it keeps you up at night.
It's a good offer, I know.
It's the first tangible result of all your hard work. It's the biggest decision, the biggest investment, and the biggest thrill of your life. When you're buying a home, you need more from your bank than money. You need the lending experience that can help you make the right decisions.
We got it.
And that's what Home Savings of America has offered its borrowers for more than 100 years.
I gotta have this house.
If you're tired of the same old boring eating places, Step back into the past for great food at Chef's Drive-In Diner. Chef's Drive-In Diner features a real 50s atmosphere with terrific meals cooked to order, and their delicious Blue Plate specials change daily. Right now, you'll get a piece of free homemade pie with your meal when you mention this ad. If you remember the 50s, you'll love the nostalgia of Chef's. The Shepherd family invites you to visit Chef's and taste delicious 50s-style home-cooked meals. That's Chef's Drive-In Diner, 2 blocks north of Main on Country Club in Mesa. You're going to love Chef's.
Hi, I'm Troy Aikman. Sunday nights this fall, the NFL is on TNT.
The regular season begins September 5th.
So, Madden 26 has gotten a mostly negative response, it appears, at least on YouTube. I mean, I haven't seen the review from Soft Drink Sports, but he hates everything, so I don't know exactly if he's going to do an about face there. But with what I've seen in this case, I'm more inclined to actually agree with them. Again, normally I go pretty easy on Madden. I haven't encountered too much in the way of like real game-breaking glitches or anything of that nature, but yeah, so far it's really, like I said, kind of disappointing. I will say this on the positive side. I do like a lot of the graphical presentation and gameplay tweaks that are in here. I like that you can set up your own passing game and kicking game and stuff like that. Again, I like the fact they brought over the accelerated clock from College Football 25. It doesn't work quite as well. It'll only go 40 seconds, but still, it can be a real godsend at times, especially if you're just trying to squeeze in a quick game here and there. I also like that they emphasize the weather effects now. You can see where rain and snow actually really do affect things. And like I said, I haven't had too much in the way of truly game-breaking glitches. Just some stuff like occasionally the gameplay slows down a little too much, which results in some very wonky passing mechanics. And, that has led to a lot of instances of passes that appear to be caught only to suddenly be dropped out of nowhere. The receiver's dropping the ball at, the lightest possible hit, which always seems to be a little too much. Again, I'm all for accuracy, but again, there's a difference between a hard hit and a routine hit, and that really should not affect a really good receiver's ability to catch the ball. And then we have the funny thing that's happening with the colored goalposts. Was EA trying to be cute here? I don't understand what's going on. Like I said, overall, it's not terrible, but some of the games, it's almost impossible to see the goalposts because they're colored like this weird pewter blackish color thing that's, again, depending on the stadium you're in, you can almost not see the goalposts because they're not colored the normal yellow. Like I said, is EA trying to be cute here, or, did someone go on their own, or is this like a glitch that got through the process? I have no idea what's going on there. And the final aspect of the gameplay that's just a little too irksome for me is there are way, and I do mean way, too many roughing the kicker penalties. This is the same thing that happened in College Football 25 last year. I don't know if it held true for Madden 25, but it definitely held true in College Football 25. It's not as bad in College Football 26, but again, it's just way too many instances. Whenever I've played a game in Madden, I think all but two of them, I've had a perfectly fine field goal kicked, and it's oh, wait, no, we got a 15-yard roughing the kicker penalty. And it's I don't want to turn that down. Who turns down a free first down? That would be stupid. I could score more points and get a touchdown. So, exactly. It's how about this? Let me kick the field goal every once in a while. Just, roughing the kicker does not happen that frequently. It's not that big a deal. Heck, there have been times, again, I have actively tried to not get near the kicker, and somehow I still get flagged for roughing the kicker. It's just, yeah. And I think that kind of sums up Madden 26 as a whole. I don't think it's a terrible game, but, to call this a mixed bag would be far too kind. This is just really excessively disappointing. Again, even for Madden at this point, I think this is a real, step back, for lack of a better term. Sorry, I suddenly felt the need to cough towards the end of that statement there, so I had to clear my throat. Anyway, those are pretty much my overall thoughts, my overall initial thoughts on Madden 26. Like I said, I don't think I've played it enough. I can't talk about things like franchise or whatever the create-a-player thing is called now. So yeah, again, those are pretty much my initial thoughts, and we'll wrap things up after the break.
2 years ago, we sent Jack Sinagra and Assembly members Harriet Durman and Jeff Warsh to Trenton. And we've gotten used to moving forward. Now, former legislator Tom Paterniti wants his old job back. Imagine backing up to his $2.8 billion tax increase and uncontrolled spending. Paterniti has even teamed up with Mayor Sam Convery. Remember him? Together, they doubled property tax rates in Edison. Don't go back. Paterniti and Convery have had their chance. Don't let them take us back.
Like what you see? Neither do we. But if the TV stations get their way, this is what you'll be seeing. They want TKR Cable and, in the end, you to pay for programs that anyone with a pair of rabbit ears can get for free. Does that sound fair? We didn't think so. But it's part of a new cable law called retransmission consent, and it's unfair in principle and in your pocket. We hope we're making the picture clear.
The Silver Bullet Stadium Show. Highlights and live interviews from the NFL's busiest day. And get the story on our Sunday night matchup. You can't play the game unless you warm up. The Silver Bullet Stadium Show before Sunday night NFL on TNT.
With ordinary cat litter, odor can linger, but Scoop Away controls odor better and lasts up to 3 times longer. It absorbs liquid waste into solid clumps. Remove them, and you remove the source of the odor. No need to change your litter box. Just change your litter brand to Scoop Away.
Okay, so things have been a little hectic around here, so a lot of the schedule is not necessarily set in stone as much as I would like it to be. I mean, I want to try to do reviews for King of the Hill and Alien Earth. I just need to try to find the time to actually watch them. Again, there's only so many hours in the day, but for certain what is set in stone is that the next video is going to be covering the Week 0 games in college football. That's Kansas State versus Iowa State, Fresno State versus Kansas, Sam Houston State versus Western Kentucky, Stanford versus Hawaii, and Idaho State versus UNLV. After that, it's probably going to be AEW Forbidden Door, if I can actually order the blasted thing, which would really help. Seriously, Amazon. Anyway, and then hopefully the random trade review on Doctor Who, the 11th Doctor, Volume 1. And then probably a WWE Clash in Paris. Okay, see you all next time. Hey guys, remember that you can support my work at patreon.com/sleepytimeforcat productions, or just click the link in the description. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can be made aware of further videos.